going to be going deep into the Thailand retreat and manifestation with the Master Oracle, Quenton Stroud. And welcome to Lifestyle with Luke Lintott, the top podcast for corporate health, wellness, and living your best life. My name is Luke, and I coach executives to get fit and loved while making money. And we are going to Thailand, y'all. And I'm joined today by the Master Oracle, who has over 2 decades of experience and a profound impact on over 10,000 lives. Q brings unparalleled insight and foresight into your life's path, purpose, and relationships. As a master oracle, celebrity psychic, metaphysician, and conjurman, Q harnesses the transformative powers of tarot, astrology, and cosmology to illuminate your path to love, success, and spiritual alignment. During the retreat, dive deep into Q's magic class and tap into his wisdom for invaluable direction and clarity, propelling you forward on your spiritual journey of growth and realization. And yes, Q will be doing some live readings during today's live. Thank you for joining us, Q, all the way from Malaysia. And good morning to you and good evening to everyone watching live here in the USA. And hello to everyone in the future. Now, Q, I'd love to just invite you to share more about your journey and the great work that you do. And anything else?
Absolutely. Well, you already know, those of you who have been following you and me for quite some time know that, we have decided that the way we're going to show up in the world is we're going to help people to manifest their absolute best life, their best dreams, everything that is sitting within them waiting to be expressed. And so I'm super excited to be a part of that. Like you said, I've been working with clients for many, many years, 23 years now. Gosh, it's been 23 years that I've been helping clients to see something better for themselves, to see the future that's in store for them, and to see how this could change everything when they really tap into it. So that's what we are. Let's do this.
Awesome. And as I mentioned earlier, we are going to the Thailand Retreat SoulFit Summit, which is February 17th to the 22nd. We have an amazing luxury villa. We'll be doing yoga, hypnosis every day. We'll also be going to see the elephants and, of course, creating authentic connections with ourselves and with each other. And I mentioned this to one of my other clients. I founded lukeyoga.com after I went to a self-love retreat in Mexico. It was not after a business retreat. It was not after some sort of experience like that. It was actually really finding a foundation, creating a foundation and connecting with people. And I just met the other day with one of my fantastic clients that has been my client for over 5 years now, Q. I met her through one of the people at the retreat, right? Because the people that you meet at retreat, we become family, right? And it's also where I got to radically accept myself and embrace my queerness, embrace my quirkiness, my love of dance, and the list goes on. So many things have blossomed because I took the leap in going on my first retreat as well a couple of years ago. And I'm so happy that I took that leap. Now, I'm curious, for the people out there that are on the fence about joining us in Thailand, what makes this experience so unique? And I know you used to live in Thailand too, but beyond that,
Yes.
I'd love to hear more about your perspective on retreat and connection and manifestation.
Well, I think us going to Thailand is very, very poignant because not to say anything disparaging, but been there, done that, right? Like we've seen certain parts of the US, we've been to certain parts of this experience where it's like, I think it's time now for those of us who are really, really excited about going abroad and about traveling and about getting out there and having real adventure. I think that doing a Thailand retreat like we got planned coming up for February, it is going to be like no other because you get to see a whole different part of the world. You get to see a whole different culture. You get to experience, like you said, go when you go see elephant. Where the elephants at? I mean, you can go to San Diego Zoo. San Diego Zoo is nice. I loved it. I really enjoyed San Diego Zoo. But when you get to be up close and personal, when you get to feed them and have their trunk wrap around your arm, and you get to kind of see this whole thing, I mean, like heart palpitations, feeling it. Like that's the kind of experience that I want us all to have. And so in Thailand, when we're there, we're gonna have a real container. This is a container where we get to actually create magic and do things that really feed your soul, right? Also getting that healthy experience where you get to get fit, you get to move your body. Like I know I was just telling Luke before we got started, like since I've been living abroad, I've been eating, y'all. I be eating. And so I need to kind of get my body back in some good movement and do some things for myself too. So I believe that this Thailand retreat is going to cover everything that we need in order to get ourselves back into real alignment. Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like this is such a win-win, Q, because not only are we going to be doing the yoga, and yes, we're going to be doing yoga for people at all levels, including people out there that have never done yoga. Listen, I just met this morning with my client who's 85 years old. She broke her ankle about, what is it now, 3 months ago. She's walking perfectly, and her physical therapist is stunned. I actually went and met him because he wanted to learn more about what I've been doing because she's walking perfectly. Once again, in her
Wow.
mid 80s, she's getting ready for all her trips, all these great things. She is committed to her health, right? And I was just telling people on one of my live classes that I taught earlier this week. She's one of my healthiest clients because she has poured into herself. And this is going to create, in a sense, I was actually talking to one of my friends who may be joining us in Thailand. This is an opportunity for you to create a foundation for your healthiest body, mind, and spirit, right? Be it through the movement, through the breath. Before I started doing yoga, because before I started my wellness journey about 8 years ago, I didn't do yoga. I had a horrible experience in a class. And I was like, I ain't never going to do no yoga again. And I didn't realize that it really is dependent on who you're doing yoga with, what type of yoga, right? The music, the energy, right? Now I do yoga just about every day. I literally took a class 35 minutes ago, right before doing this session with UQ. And once again, I'm just so glad that I've transmuted the energy that I used to put towards worrying, the energy I used to put towards drinking, towards
Mhm.
thinking about things that are out of my control, instead towards myself, instead towards wellness, and of course the meditation, hypnosis, the manifestation, which I'm very excited to go deeper into with you during our magic class. And I know people have been asking me, Q, but I want to hear the real scoop from you. What is going to happen at this magic class and all these things that you're going to be doing with our crew?
So I want to tell people this because I had somebody contact me actually, and they were a bit iffy. Like, what is the magic thing about? And what is that? And so I want to be very clear. Magic with a K, Magick, magic with a K is about knowledge, right? That it's about knowledge. It's not trickery, it's not manipulation, it's not whatever. It's about gaining knowledge, and it's about knowing first and foremost who you are, knowing your true will, your true intentions, knowing what you ultimately want to project. Luke and I often talk about willpower, right? We used to have this real big debate about willpower. And what I want people to understand is that when you're operating from your magical self, from your miracle self, from your highest self, you really are working with will. You're working with intention. You're working with saying that this is to be what I say it is to be. You see. And so whether it be your body, whether it be your 85-year-old client being able to walk again, she had to will that into experience. She had to will that to be, right? She had to say, I'm going to show up for myself. I'm going to show up for my health. I'm going to show up for my body in order to get to a place where I can walk again without any problems, right? So when we go into magic class, when we go into this magic mysticism, the metaphysics mind, when we do this, we're going to be shifting you to understand that first and foremost who you really are, what your true will, your true intentions are, and how to bring those into reality. That's what magic is. It's creating change and conformity with will. And baby, I'm gonna be pulling out all the stops in Thailand.
Beautiful. And I think what's so amazing with magic and with manifestation is that it's not like we're forcing, we're not manipulating. No, no, no. It's about
Right.
attracting. And similarly with hypnosis, with your energy, with your aura, with that thing that you emit 6 feet from your body and beyond, everything is energy. Okay. So, like, when you feel good, when you are in flow, you are attracting all those great things. There's actually a quote from Tony Robbins: momentum comes through massive action. So when you get momentum in whatever you're doing, it's when you decide, when you make that change, you're like, I'm going to sign up for that retreat. I'm going to go and do some magic. I'm going to do something different. Okay. Now we are
Mhm.
here to help you with that momentum and get you to that next level, whether it is in relationship, whether it is in business, it's your body, right? And I know for me, and for everyone really, change happens through community. No one does it alone. So with that in mind, Q, I'd love to hear more about just kind of the benefits of that change in energy, frequency, aura, if you will, since that is so powerful, and that's what we're going to go deeper into together and
Yeah,
beyond.
listen, throughout all of history, right? Throughout all of history, we have heard of the 12 disciples. We've heard of covens, if you work with that. We've heard of congregations and collaborations, corporations. Everywhere you see a massive undertaking happening in the world, it's done through community. It's done with people who see you, who know you, who want to know you and see the best for you, and who hold that space for you. And so, with these people that are going to be at this retreat, these are all people who are wanting to align with each other in order to create that kind of change in life, in the world. So whether it be you coming for your own personal health and trying to revitalize your body, whether it be you coming to kind of understand your true nature, your true self, get your will enacted, that you can start to have a powerful, willful knowingness about who you are in life, right? I want to make this happen for myself. It's time out for all the woulda, coulda, shouldas and the iffy, maybe, possiblies or whatever. This is how it needs to happen, right? When you put these things in place, okay? You do it in community. You do it with people who care about you, who know you or seek to know you in a higher way. That's how you make change happen, right? All for one and one for all. That's how we're doing this. So this retreat is going to bring out the best in each of us. It's by iron that iron is sharpened. And that's how we're going to do it.
Absolutely. I wanted to add on top of that that going to a new environment has huge impacts in terms of your mental health, in terms of your body, your fitness, right? I know for me, I lived abroad for a year in Costa Rica. I learned more in that 1 year abroad than 10 years here in the United States. I began to question all of the things that I was doing. It put me on this new path of wellness, actually, when I went abroad and lived in Costa Rica, where they live 4 years longer than the average American, but they make 1/4 of the income of the average US citizen, right? And so I know for me, I'm so thankful that I took that plunge as well. And I think more and more and more, we're not living in a society where you're chained to one city, right? Sometimes things are changing. We're going digital. We're in the era of things that are non-tangible. Many people, and so
Mhm.
I'm curious in line with that because there's a lot of people, Q, that both of us work with that desire to live abroad at some point, maybe retire abroad, right? I'm curious, like, how this could help them in their pursuit of happiness, of love, of health.
Yeah, you and I have talked about this before. And as we evolve as a species, right, we go into different eras or ages of experience. So we move out of the agricultural age into the industrial age. We moved out of the industrial age into the information age. And now we've come to a place where we've moved out of the information age. We talked about Web3 and blockchain technology and all this other stuff that's out here. We moved out of the information age, right, of AOL and Google and stuff like that. We've moved out of that, and now we're in the age of imagination. This is where artificial intelligence, this is where AI comes in, and you can literally conjure and create what you imagine. So when he just talked about a lot of the stuff in life being a non-tangible, like think about it. If you could live anywhere on planet Earth, would it be in the place that you live now? I'm just asking. If you could live anywhere and any way you wanted to on planet Earth, this wonderful blue green planet that we have, would it be in that city, in that area, in that zip code, in that apartment, in that place that you live? Would that be it? Is that the best you can muster? Is that the best you can imagine? We're in the imagination age. And so for those of you who want to travel abroad, those of you who want to come to Thailand and experience what that's about, go to Singapore, go to Malaysia, where I'm here in Malaysia, go to Japan, Philippines. For those of you who want to see other parts of the world, know that it's there waiting on you. You're only limited by your imagination. Hear me. And so the reason why we're making this the Thailand retreat, Soulfit Summit Thailand retreat, is because we want to get you out of your old environment, old stale environment. Been there all this time, 40 years. For what?
Absolutely. There's this whole world out there. And with that in mind, Q, I know that you work with clients all over the globe. We're talking Europe, Middle East, America, beyond. Like I've heard bits and pieces for the people out there that maybe they haven't dipped their toe in the world of astrology and beyond, I would love to just hear some stellar testimonials from your clients, some impact you've seen on this work that you've done that people will get to do when they join us in Thailand.
Well, I mean, from a gosh, from a miracle perspective, and I'm gonna jump there. Obviously, we have these everyday miracles, right? We have these everyday things that happen for us that, oh my God, that the thing that you were wanting to show up showed up. The call that you were wanting to have happen happened. The money that you wanted to come through came through. But I would say even beyond that, right? People who weren't able to walk can now walk again, right? People who had these profound dysfunctions in their marriage and in their relationships are now connecting with their partner and feeling the love again that they knew was there. It's been there for 5 years, but yet for some reason it got lost somewhere, and now they're able to find it again. These are the kind of miracles that I'm talking about. I'm talking about people, these extraordinary experiences. When anybody who knows me, they know I don't work with gradual, I don't work with the little gradual piece by piece change. Luke already know me. I don't work with the little piece by piece. I'm like, listen, we gonna go big or go home. And when I start talking to you, Luke, about magic, when I start talking to you about, working with your ancestors, when I start talking to you about how to open up these other vortices of experience in the supernatural, that's when things start. Like, I'm telling you, there's so much to be had for us to experience, and yet we stay in the mundane, the same old, and that's where I'm not about that anymore. I'm just not. Yeah.
Absolutely. So now's the time to make the change, y'all. This is your sign to join us if you're watching this live or the replay. Also, I know I wanted to add it's about what you put into your body, what the thoughts that you think, which we're also going to go deeper into during our yoga hypnosis workshop. And I know people have already been asking me, Q, they want to come and they're like, wait, but am I ready? How should I prepare for this retreat? Because they know it's going to
Mhm.
be deep. You're not going to come back the same person. You're going to come back with all these great friends, all these experiences, and you will tap into your best self. How can people prepare and how do they know if they're ready?
Well, I would say this: if you have the desire to say, you know what, if there's been a thought, if there's been a desire, if there's been an interest, I've always wanted to go visit Thailand. I've always wanted to come and see a different part of the world. If that desire's in you, then you're being called to a different experience, right? So I would say let's start with that. Let's start moving on that desire. This is showing up, and you're on this live right now because you called this in. You called in this experience. We just showed up because it got on the Zoom or whatever. We just showed up and got on a call, but you called this into your experience. And so something in you is asking you, should I? Maybe I should. Let me see what this is about, right? It's only by putting down a deposit, by getting it connected, by doing the interview. I think the first thing we have to do is an interview. By doing the interview with owner, it's totally free interview. You actually get a chance to talk about what your concerns are, what your challenges are, how we can help navigate you through that, right? And then you get to say, yeah, I want to go ahead and be there. I want to come. I can't wait to do this. If you got to get your passport, that might be the first step. Get your passport, right? If you because you have time. It's not until what, February, the end of February. So you
Yeah.
have time to make this happen. The challenge is if you're going to procrastinate, if you're going to give yourself another excuse, if you're going to tell yourself that this is not for me this time or whatever, and if it's not, that's fine, but it could be, and you could try, and you could see if this is in alignment with who you are and where you are in your life right now, and I think it'll show up the way you want it to. I believe that.
And I just want to invite you to like, once again, yes, listen to the signs. There's a reason why you're
Yeah.
watching this live right here. There's a reason why you're on this planet. And we're helping you fast forward to that desire through the magic, through the mind, the body. I wanted to add to just some fun details. We are going to go on an optional food tour. And one of my clients, actually, Lotus and Luna, my corporate client, I'm seeing them tomorrow. We're going to do some corporate yoga. I'm already messaging with the artisans over there and they're hooking it up with a very local authentic experience, and we're going to go on a temple tour, either Doi Tep, which is the all gold temple, which I've been to, and it's completely gold, like it's literally you're walking into a museum that's living history. Slash, there's another option where we're actually it's a longer hike. So it's kind of an incentive for you to get into your best body, even up until these next couple months, up until we meet in February. And I wanted to mention too, on top of that, that this retreat consultation that you get with yours truly, this is an opportunity for us to authentically connect. I am a counselor. I have my master's in counseling. I am, certified. I'm here and I'm committed to helping you. I'm also certified in Reiki. I'm also a yoga teacher. I'm also a personal trainer. So I bring all of these gifts together to you to offer really some tools and be a listening ear, and then see like how that we can make magic happen, at this retreat, if it feels like it's a good match and beyond. And I want to mention too, this mind body magic, it is truly medicine. I've been sober for 3 years now through doing
Yes.
this inner and outer work on my body. Not just that, I feel amazing, right? The side effects of you doing this great work is the externals, the three-dimensional, right? The money, the looks, the better sex, whatever it is you're going for, okay? Loving yourself. But I have been really noticing changes in my confidence, how I'm really feel like spirit is just speaking through me now because I've done so much of this great work, and I'm not
Yes.
stopping, right? I continue to do my own coaching, continue to go on my own retreats, and I just am here to spread the love. And with all of that in mind, anything coming up for you, Q, that you would like to say to someone who is still on the fence? Maybe it's a former version of one of ourselves. What advice would you give them?
I would say right now, anybody who's listening and thinking about it, I would say just do the free interview. Like just do the interview, talk to us, get the conversation going. While we're here, I'm going to be doing some live readings. And so in the reading, let's see what comes up and comes out. But do the free interview and let that interview be the opportunity for you to get more information, number one, but also let it be an opportunity for you to feel if you're aligned and if you're connected with where we're going with this. Because I think that there's a lot of people who would love to be there. We only have, what, I think like 10 slots left. I think we only have like 10 slots left. We were doing like a maximum of 15. We only have like 10 slots left. And so we're wanting people to have the conversation at least. And then let's see how we can work it out to get you there. I'm here to help.
Yes, absolutely. And I want to add on to that. I have a special announcement that the first two folks that sign on after today's live, you get some swag. I'm going to deliver this to you, and it's handmade in Lotus and Luna with love by women artisans. And it's my favorite jewelry company. Not just that, the very first person to sign on, you get a deluxe spa experience in Thailand. Okay. As just a thank you for signing up, putting yourself first.
Yes.
And also, as you may have seen, we have a wonderful extended payment plan right now. After you put down your $500, it's $333 monthly for the next 6 months. So that's literally around the same amount it costs just to get some membership at some gym. But this is so much more than that. Number two, if you want a private room, it's just a little bit more, $416 monthly. All right. So we're here to make this accessible. And the key is putting down that $500 before the end of the month, scheduling that call, and giving yourself that gift. Because, and I write about this more in my book, you pouring into yourself, you are pouring into the world. You're pouring into who you're becoming, right? And it all starts with you. How you treat
Yeah.
yourself is how you treat others. And it's also how you're teaching others to treat you. So I just wanted to invite y'all to make that investment in yourself, big or small. Schedule that free retreat consultation. And with that in mind, like for the people out there that like any other things that are coming to you, Q, that you wanted to mention about the retreat or otherwise?
Well, I was gonna say, there's some people in the comments that are saying they're trying to get onto the queue for the Zoom to get for the live readings. And so I'm not sure if you see them or not. They said they look for a passcode.
Let me like, oh, they need the passcode is 1 2 3 4.
Oh,
So
okay. The passcode is
let's
1 2 3 4, everybody.
let me just write that now. Passcode is 1 2 3 4. And I'll say
Okay.
just like join us, join Zoom now.
Yes. And do me a favor,
And
share this live out because I think there's some other people who want readings as well. And so share this live, share it to their DM and say, we do a live
and
readings, get over here.
And I just want to say, last time we did these live readings, Q, it was wild. Like you have been able to read what is going on. Could you just explain more when you do a reading? What happens? What do you see? Because it's crazy. I mean, and Q has some clients, by the way, that have millions of followers and are big people. That's of course confidential, but like it works if you work it, right? Okay, so I'd love to hear more. Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. For me, it's kind of like watching a movie, where I get to see past, present, and future unfolding as if it were a movie. I do work with the cars, and the only reason why there's nothing spooky about them. The only reason why I work with the cars is because it helps me zoom in on different scenes in your movie, right? So if the movie's playing out in my head, the cars help me zoom in on different scenes in your movie. We can rewind it, we can fast forward it, we can zoom in, zoom out, we can get insight and perhaps even foresight about what's to come. So if you want a live reading, go ahead and get in the queue. Put your name and date of birth, or just put your date of birth rather, in the comment below. Yeah, thank you for posting that, Luke. Put your date of birth in the comment below. And then what I'll do is I'll reference you there, and then we'll have Luke pull you up if you can get on in the
Yeah,
queue.
I just dropped it in the comments again. So just click on that link and join us. And yes, last time one of my friends from middle school joined and she had her camera off. So like if you're not ready for to be on
Yeah.
live with us, we don't care. You can keep your camera off. Just tune in and Q is here to do that reading. And I know, and also for people in the future, Q, that are like wanting, because I know for me, I used to not do any magic. Of course, I do the manifestation work. I do, and I talk more about this in my book, and we're going to go deeper into this in the retreat, but like have my affirmations up, right? I also do hypnosis before I go to bed. I have a hypnosis on manifesting my desires, literally, that you get access to when you work with me, that I listen to every evening because energy is everything. And it literally has been working and transforming and reprogramming the person that I am, since your personality isn't permanent. Now, that's a little bit on the mindset side, which we're going to go really deep into as we authentically connect, get into self love,
Mhm.
leadership beyond. What can someone in the future do in terms of magic if they are? Because I know some of the people I've talked to, they're calling in love. They also
Yes.
desire to heal after separation. Like what find themselves like live their best life. What are some steps they could take to call that in?
100%. So what I say this, I want to correct something you just said first. You said, I haven't been doing magic. Understand this. Every intentional act is a magical act. Okay. Magic is about intention. It's about bringing your intention into experience. So every intentional act is a magical act. And when that intention goes perfectly the way you want, like, oh my God, this is exactly how I want this to turn out. This is exactly what I want this to feel like, whatever it can be. That's when you know your magic is like booming, right? Like you're on point with it. So I believe that we all do magic all the time, right? We're all magical beings, magical creatures, spiritual beings having a human experience. And yet, sometimes we feel very disconnected from our authentic self. And so we think that we're just puppets. We think that we're just meat bodies running around here trying to figure it all out, right? The truth of the matter is, you're a spiritual being having a human experience, and you get to be intentional with this experience. I say all the time, God is infinite, but we get to be definite with the infinite, right? You get to be definite with the infinite. And so that's what magic is. It's about understanding the infinitude of all that is and coming down and bringing down this exact definite experience of what you want that to look like for you. And so if it's love, if it's money, if it's health, if it's family, babies, whatever, listen, it's all magic, baby. Love is a spell. I'm telling you now. Love, it's whispering sweet nothings in your ear. It's the romantic candlelit dinners. That ain't natural. That ain't what you just do every Thursday. Love is magic. Love is a spell. Love is a weaving together of intentions and interactions in order to have an authentic, workable, real, healthy. Hear me. You want a healthy relationship? You better put some magic in now. Put some Smack it up with some magic. I'm telling you now. But yeah, anyway, this we're gonna talk about it all at the retreat. Come on down.
Ab- Absolutely, yeah. And I know it's just been wonderful, having integrated a lot of those practices into my own life, like seeing the impact, and I wanted to add too that feelings, emotions, energy, those things also affect you too. So I know for me, before I went on my own retreat, like I said, back in 5 years before I founded my business, I didn't realize how many negative emotions I was just holding in my body, right? This manifested in my skin, this manifested in my relationships and that relationship that I had with myself. And so I just wanted to invite y'all to really like recognize like where you're at and know that this is going to bring you to that next level emotionally, since energy like attracts like, right? It's like a magnet. So once you come back from this retreat, you're going to be at this whole new level with all the tools that you're going to get, and of course with the community, with the people, with the experience. And with all of that in mind, Q, for like of course, like I'm wondering if anyone's going to join us live, but are there
Oh,
any
somebody said they had already tried to get in. Did you not see
oh, they
the?
did? I didn't see. I saw Jaleel tried to join, but I then he left. But I didn't after that I didn't see anyone try and join. So let me just check the
Okay,
comments.
click the link below, guys, if you want to get into the queue. Jaleel, come up. Let me
I'm
see.
seeing we have 5 people live. If you're here live, write live in the comments so we know who the heck is here. Because I know y'all are
Yes,
watching us. And I'm just gonna
100%.
um I see we got Jaleel's trying to sign on my phone. It's asking for a passcode. The passcode is 1234 for the 5 folks that are here live. Come and join us. Don't be a stranger. And Q's here to do a reading.
Hmm.
And with all that in mind, I know like you lived, as we wait for someone to come on to the live, you lived in Thailand, in Chiang Mai, Thailand for a year. And I'm curious, like, what is exciting about this part of Thailand, like for people that have never been, right? I know most people I've been talking to have never been. I know you were mentioning there's a new temple that I hadn't been to as well. It's the highest point in all of Thailand that we have the option of visiting while we're there. Like what makes it so special?
I love Chiang Mai. So listen, I've been throughout many parts of Thailand. I love Chiang Mai because number one, it was home for me for quite some time. But number two, I feel like the spiritual vibe of Chiang Mai is a lot different versus going like to Bangkok, which feels more like New York a little bit to me, or a larger city. Chiang Mai gives you that personal vibe, that personal feel. It's a little slower, but it still has the nightlife and it still has, oh my God, the most amazing Taco Bell, Tacos Bell. Okay. It's called Tacos Bell with the S. It's a little man who has this little cart and he has the most amazing burritos and it's so good in Thailand, right?
No
But
way.
my point is that you have the food, you have the people, you have the spirituality, you have the temples, you have the elephants. You don't get that in Bangkok. You don't. Not like that. Not for real, for real. I mean, Hoi Hin, there's some other places that are a little bit more suburban, like kind of vibe, but Chiang Mai is just special to me. It really is. So when you guys come, you're coming to Chiang Mai, and we're gonna spend a week there. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, and welcome Jaleel to our live. And Jaleel, feel free to just share, yeah, how you're doing, where you're located, and
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
welcome.
Can you guys hear me?
We
Yes,
can
we can
now.
hear you
Yes.
now. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm new to this social media stuff. So I don't
Right.
really know how to work all of this. So yeah, you'll have to forgive me if I
So
glitch or something.
so so you're up on Zoom, but we're streaming it to Facebook. So we just talking on Zoom now, but it's being streamed to Facebook. So that's how everybody
Yeah, I
is
got you
tapping
for that.
in.
You know what? I thank you guys for doing what you're doing. Partly because as an older person, I just talked about the challenge of social media. But I wanted to get this information because as an older person who is starting to deal with possibly some health issues and wanting to be more engaging on social media myself, right? I'm wondering how this retreat could help someone like me. I'm going to be
Yeah,
60. I'll be 60 in September.
Talk about it, Lou.
absolutely, Jaleel. So this is, and it's so good to hear your voice. It's been years, by the way. This retreat
Yes.
is gold because we are going to go really deep into the health aspect and get you started on that great wellness routine. And we're going to be doing some really, especially for someone who is, you mentioned you're approaching 60, like this is going to
Yes.
really, I'm going to give you some stretches that are going to help you keep up mobility and get rid of pain. And of course, I'm going to give you the formula while we're at the retreat with everyone there, and to take home with you, right? To do continuously going forward, just like my clients that I've been seeing every single week here in San Diego. So I think the movement is going to be really helpful for you. And of course, getting a kickstart on that healthy diet. So we're going to be we're having gourmet meals at our retreat. So of course, we're going to get a taste of all of that. But also, when you work with me, you get all my resources. So I'm going to be sending you, of course, my meal prep guide, my scope nutrition guide. So everything so that you can fuel your body right after the retreat and let food be thy medicine. So I think that's the beautiful thing. And my client, actually this morning, with that 85-year-old client I just saw, she was mentioning to me that the biggest aspect in her healing was actually her mind. So like being like feeling, and she's the one who told me today that her blood pressure has dropped significantly since we've been working together. So that's a huge win right there, because she said for her whole life she's had hypertension and high blood pressure. So like really just like feeling good with wherever you're at in your life is really important, because no matter what, this body, of course, this body we need to take care of. It's the only body we're gonna get, and our body is only gonna work for this lifetime. So it's about like feeling at peace with wherever you're at in your body. But I think those are the three aspects that come to mind: is the movement, the nutrition, and like the mindset, and the manifestation, the calmness, the health, manifesting health. Since that can
our
help
bodies are
people.
temples. Yeah, our
Yes.
bodies. I too lived in Chiang Mai. Right now, I'm living in Malaysia, and absolutely love Chiang Mai. Now, I also love Bangkok. I know Q didn't really. If Q had to choose between the two, he would choose Chiang Mai. I loved Chiang Mai, but I liked very much. So it's exciting for me to Bangkok. So it's exciting for me to be a part of this retreat that you guys are doing.
Yeah. Well, Jaleel, I went ahead and pulled some cards for you. Is that okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so because you're coming up as part of the live reading. So I went ahead and pulled some cards for you, and I'm gonna go ahead and share them. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
In front of God and everybody. Okay, so so the first thing that comes up here is the Six of Coins, right? This tells me that you have been working really, really hard. You've been burning the midnight oil. You've been burning the candle at both ends, and it is paying off. Okay, there's more in store for you. There's so much more in store for you, and so you need to know and understand that the work is paying off. The work is going to be appreciated. The work is going to be there, and it's in store for you. This is also moving you into more of an entrepreneurial. That the King of Wands talks about being enterprising, right? Being very entrepreneurial, being very enterprising. So the work that you're doing as an entrepreneur, the work that you're doing that is very enterprising, taking on a new endeavor, doing something very new for yourself, it actually is being recognized by spirit. And so this is something that you really want to continue doing, continue advancing in. Now it's being connected with here the Magician card, which talks about put a little magic on it. Like don't think that it's all about hard work. I think scripture says it this way: faith without works is dead. You've heard that before, right? Faith without works is dead. But the opposite of that is true too. Works without faith is dead. So you could be working hard, you could be working so hard, burning, like oil, doing all that stuff. But if that magic ain't on it, if that faith ain't in there, if that spiritual aspect of it is not there, it will be all for naught, right? So don't be afraid to put a little magic in there. Don't be afraid to do something that's going to really serve you to make this thing even more powerful. How much just called me? Sorry. To make things even more powerful for yourself. This is going to be very, very important for you. I want to say this. Scripture says, I think in Proverbs says, commit your works unto the Lord, and so shall you be established. And so everything you're doing it for a higher purpose. You're doing it for a higher intention. And it's goodness. And good news is coming very, very quickly. I'm seeing more and more people. I'm seeing, you can't see the bottom of the car, but at the very bottom is little sheep, all the people, all the people in your pasture, all the people in your field, all the people in your area, all the people in what you're seeking to do. They're all coming to graze in your field. They're all coming to eat of your resources, of your bounty. God, I get it. They're all coming to eat of your bounty. So whatever is in you, whatever that imagination calls forth, whatever is great in you, bring it forth and let the world see it. And they're gonna all come and eat in your field. This is happening for you right now. Okay.
Amen. Amen. I received that. Martha
Yes.
Wash. Martha Wash has a song called "Carry On." I got to play that all day today.
There you go. Carry on. Let's do it. Fantastic.
She's amazing. And you guys are amazing too. So let me also say that there's no way I would have connected with just anybody's retreat and information. But I know the work that you guys do, and I know that how powerful you are collectively. And so this is a really exciting opportunity, again, for somebody like me. One, because I am older and dealing with, when I say health issues, by the way, Luke, what you don't know is that I have scoliosis and have had it all my life. I don't let it have me. In other words, I don't let it stop me from doing, and anybody who's around me would never know that I had scoliosis. So I don't let it start. But I do notice that as I get older, sometimes movement can be a bit challenging. But I continue to work out and I continue to do the exercises and stuff like that. I did try yoga once before, Luke. And when I say tried, I mean that it was quite a challenge. It wasn't really my cup of tea. Yoga was not really my cup of tea. However, I am looking forward to seeing what you have to offer at the retreat.
Awesome. And thank you for
Yes.
sharing that, Jaleel. And I think we have that in common. The first classes I took were not my cup
Right.
of tea. And I think what's so great is us being in the 3D. I can make sure that you're doing proper form. And then we're customizing everything to the bodies that are there so that it's absolutely doable. I just saw for you and for Q for everyone, for the other folks that have already signed on that are coming in the future. I just, I just taught restorative yoga this morning. My mother was there, my other client, both of the people that were there were in their 60s, and it's been
Oh,
helping them a lot because we need
Oh,
to
yeah.
open up that heart. And then, especially with
yeah.
scoliosis, that's one of
The
those
hips
things that
too.
yoga has been proven to help with. And it's good to find some yoga that you like, right? Some yoga that feels good in your
Yeah.
body that is personalized to you. And so that's why I'm here, like to help. So yeah, thanks for sharing that.
I will say this too, Jaleel, just to your point. I didn't like yoga at first either. The issue was, and what I found out is I went to more of a fitness-based yoga, and it
Yes.
was not my cup of tea. I wanted more of the spiritual-based yoga, right? And so what
Mhm.
Luke helped turn me on to is doing yoga with proper form, of course, but also making it your own. So when I do my tree pose, for example, I'm doing my tree pose. I'm
Everyone
doing
looked at Q. He was like,
I'm doing my tree pose, and I'm like, I'm a tree. And so I wasn't trying to get this aerobic high or whatever that how people do. That wasn't my thing. I wanted more of a Zen experience. I wanted more of a restorative, like he said, restorative yoga experience. I wanted something different. The classes that I took initially, and I did like 3 of them, it was more like fitness based, and I was like, this ain't it. I don't like this. I'm like, every 4 minutes. You do it. Listen, slow down. Just slow
Well,
down.
it's interesting that you say this because this is what I'd like Luke uh, to expound on a little bit. That you mentioned Q that high, right? And I love that high. I
Mhm.
love the high. I've been working out for years. I absolutely love that high of working out and the feeling that you get after a good workout and after a good sauna or steam, and then leaving the gym, and that's the high that I absolutely love. So how can I get that high, Luke, from yoga? Like, how would this retreat benefit me in that way so that I get exactly what I'm looking for, not the Zen thing necessarily, although it has its place.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think of yoga as my high, especially since like I don't drink, I don't smoke weed, I don't do nothing. I barely do caffeine. And for me, it comes through when I'm getting into flow, right? When I'm sweating, when I'm stretching. I
Yes.
really like literally before I took my
Yeah.
class,
That's
before
y'all
I did
too.
this live with Q, we were gonna do this interview today at 5 p.m. I was feeling a little bit low, and now I'm literally like right now, Jaleel, I'm high. Like I feel good. I have more
Mhm.
energy.
Right.
I'm in flow. positive. I feel stronger, right? Because the body, yes, the body is in the mind. We know that. And what you're putting in your body, that affects your mindset, that affects your health. And when you're moving, that's going to affect your body, since you get a new body every 7 years. So I know every single time I meet with my clients, they mention that they get the high, whether they're 35 or they're 85. And so I think that's the great thing. And it comes through the community. It comes through the music, the stretches, and literally opening up your body, because especially if you are going to the gym, a lot of those people that lift, they have those shoulders rolled forward and the head hunched over. And like, we don't do that. Like, even with my close friends, even my roommate, I put him on a routine to do fish pose every day to make sure that his heart's open, and all that stuff. And so that's something to really add in, so that your body stays open. And you literally, of course, you're going to feel that high after the class. And we're going to get you started on a routine, however, customized to you every day, right? Where you start every day with a nice stretch, so you feel high the whole day. How does that sound?
Like I could get a high from it.
Yes.
What's that
That's what
thing
it
you
sounds
have,
like.
Luke? Oh, sculpt. You do sculpt classes, and that's a little bit different than the restorative yoga class.
I do. Yeah. And I'd be happy to invite you, Julia, if you want to come to the restorative yoga class to start off. That's Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific. But yeah, I also do teach fitness, sculpt, and we do about 15-20 minute workout, but we safely warm up the muscles so that you're ready for the workout. And then we do a nice long cool down. So my clients have been wanting, compared to when I did this 4 years ago, when I started in my parents'
It's a
basement.
workout
Now
too.
my clients are wanting more stretch, because they want to like keep those knees healthy so they can dance, keep, the hips, the shoulders open. So
Which I
like,
love doing. I don't know if you've seen my TikTok,
I
but
do.
I
I love that. I know.
yeah,
Because yeah, I
I
want to be able to
love to
dance. And
dance. Yeah.
ironically, like a lot of my clients, 75% are dancers. The 85-year-old I met today, she's a dancer. And I tell her every time she moves her hips, you can just tell, like, and if you keep moving that body, it's like it's magical, the things you can do as you advance in age, and you'll continue to be able to travel and just feel good. And we all want that. And it's so important for everyone. And my one of my clients said this, and I shared it during the class, that the better way is often the more uncomfortable way. Like doing the yoga, yes, it's a
I
little
get
bit
that.
uncomfortable.
I
Yes,
understand that.
I'm not going to tell you to take a pill or to get a surgery unless it's required, right? It's needed. But there's like, it's just going to be so good in the long term, and you starting getting this foundation now.
Yeah. Well, I want to say,
I didn't want to monopolize. Oh, I'm so sorry, Q. Sorry.
no. I was just gonna say, for anybody who's listening on, right? We're just talking about this retreat that's coming up in February. So we're doing a retreat. It's called the Soul Fit Summit Thailand Retreat, and Luke and I are going to be sponsoring it and coming on. You are more than welcome to come in and get a free interview, where you're going to be interviewing with Luke to talk about what it's all about, get more information, and see if it's a good fit for you. Right. Right now, I'm going to also be doing some live readings. So if you want a live reading, you can go ahead and come up, click on the link in the comments. If you just joined, I think some people just joined. If you click on the link in the comments, and the passcode is 1234. Passcode 1234, and you can come up for a live reading.
Can I say just one more thing? I know there are other people waiting in line to talk, and I don't mean to monopolize. I just want to say that the reading is exactly what I needed to hear at this point, moving from working for corporate. And in this last month, although I've been working on this for the last year, but in the last month is when I've really started to push it, because there is no interruption for working for corporate at this point. And so it's something that I really need to hear, because I literally work from dawn to dusk getting the business off the ground. And you all know what that's like as entrepreneurs, right? To work to get your business off the ground and get people to watch you and know that you have a valuable product.
Yes.
Right. To know that you're good at what you do, you love what you do, and because you love what you do, you want to do the best that you can do, and that you have a valuable product that you love. So yeah, thank you for that. I really needed that reading, and I will shut up now so other people can talk. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Jaleel.
much.
Yeah, have a great day. And yes, see you in Thailand.
Awesome. Is there anybody else trying to come
We
in?
have no one else left, but I'm curious, Q, for people in the future that are, of course, go to thailand.fitergy.co to schedule your call if you have not already done that. Join us in Thailand. We love to have you. Any accused people, check me out on Instagram, limbless_Luke, and Mindfully Sculpted is our Facebook group. Q, if people want to connect with you, even in the future, where can they find you if they're vibing with you?
Absolutely. So obviously, if you're watching me now, you're watching on Facebook, Quenton Stroud, Master Oracle on Facebook. And then if you also want to find me on Instagram, it's at the Master Oracle, at the Master Oracle on IG. Love to connect with you there as well. Send me a DM.
Yes, and we'd love to have you join us. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's podcast interview, we'd love to hear from you. Please leave a review and rate us. And not just that, I want to give you the floor, Q, to just share any words of wisdom for someone who might be on the fence or beyond. Maybe it is someone who is thinking of joining us.
Well, what I'll do is I'll do a general read and
Okay.
see what Spirit says about it. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Okay, so first of all, this is showing up for somebody who might be going through or has gone through a level of betrayal trauma. Like I'm seeing somebody with betrayal trauma, somebody who has been put through the ringer, somebody who's been stabbed in the back, somebody who's been betrayed in their personal life, particularly, but it could be also professional life. But somebody who's been betrayed, and because they've been betrayed, they don't trust as much, or they might have some trust challenges to break through, right? So this is an opportunity for you to connect with people who you can trust, people who want the best for you and want to help you get to that best experience for yourself. Now, I'm also seeing somebody who might have some sexual energy, some sexual trauma, or some addictive personality stuff going on. So this could be sexual trauma as in they have been traumatized and is showing up now in their own sexual experiences, the way they engage or the way they flow sexually is showing up in that way. Or it could be somebody who just has addictive personality in general, and they might be, trying to deal with their own substance abuses or substance challenges. So just know that there are people who do want to help you move in and through these issues, do want to help you get in better communication and better control when it comes to your body so that you're able to move these things. Luke does some amazing hypnosis work that can really, really help you when it comes to hypnosis. I, of course, do a lot of work around helping you tap back into your spiritual self so you're not just plagued by the functions of the body, as it were. So that's an opportunity for you. So if you have some betrayal trauma, if you have some stuff that has hit you in the past that you don't know if you're gonna be able to move beyond, this is the place for you to come, right? This is the event for you to be a part of. If you have some sexual energy, some sexual trauma, and some stuff that might have been plaguing you around addiction, this is the place for you to be. And last thing is, I'm seeing people who might be having some really hard time with insomnia, people who are having a really hard time not being able to sleep, or when you do sleep, you're not dreaming or you're not remembering your dreams. You're not able to tap into that REM, that REM level of sleep where you're really, really getting the best quality experience. What is called the delta waves or the theta wave? What waves is it?
Yeah,
They
delta
help you
waves.
sleep?
Yeah, REM sleep.
Delta wave. Yeah. So if you're not really getting into that, there's something going on here. And Spirit is showing me that we have options. Spirit is showing me options for you to be able to tap into that level of sleep that's going to really, really give you the energy back that you're looking for. So those are the people that Spirit is showing me right now need to tap into what we're doing. Those are the people, if you know somebody who might have some sexual trauma, some betrayal trauma, some insomnia issues and things like that, send them this live. Let them know you guys need to come to Thailand and get this experience so that it can help you out. That's all.
That's all. Yes, I love that. I want to, and on top of that, this ironic cue because this week with my clients, we are doing a deep sleep hypnosis to get you into
Yes.
those delta waves. That's crazy that you mentioned that. Number two, I want to mention when you come to this Thailand retreat, like I just said to Jalil, you get all the resources that I give to my clients. So you're going to get all my hypnosis recordings. You're going to get all those things that are personalized to you that are going to help you attract your soulmate, help you love yourself, help you sleep right? The list goes on. The list goes on. I have, like I said, 75 now. This is not my first rodeo. I've been doing it for over 4 years. With all that in mind, anything, any last words of wisdom you'd like to add, Q, before we depart with some breath?
Yeah, let's just breathe it out. Let's just
Let's
be
do
here
it.
and
Okay,
be a part of it.
So here on Facebook, press one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and just breathe in your desire. Feel it now. As you raise your vibe, your consciousness, exhale. So you now soften your eyes and envision you taking aligned action with momentum. Breathe in. Massive exhale. As you go for it this year. Now just press your hands in front of your heart and self-love to your forehead, connected, grounded. We bow forward as one. Namaste. Thank you all so much, and see you in Thailand. See you at your retreat consultation. Have a gorgeous Wednesday evening. Thank you, everyone. Love you
Peace.
so much. Bye-bye.